Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Rags and Stitches. I came on here today because I thought to myself, we have yet to do a video on how to change our needle out on our SM-505 mini sewing machine. And this goes basically for any sewing machine. I mean, I don't know the others. This is all I know is the one I'm using. So we're going to go through that now. I do not have, and I apologize, the means to have a close-up view with a camera and all of that. As you know, this is just a very real-time video. I don't do all the fancy stuff, including camera angles, which I wish I had. Who knows, one day I may be able to do that. However, right now, I'm going to get you as close as I can to what I'm doing, and I'm going to explain it each little step because it's actually quite easy to change your needles out. So first, you're going to need your needles that go for your machine. Of course, Schmetz puts out universal needles, which I have as well. But for the projects I'm doing today, I need a strong needle. So I have been hooked on the Schmetz jeans needle. It's 100/16. Let's see, what does it say on here? 130/705 H through J, 100/16. So that is what we are using, Schmetz jeans. You can actually purchase these at Walmart. And but surprisingly, I have found a lot of them from thrift stores, brand new. So let me start by saying, and I'm going to bring the camera over here. Your machine, in case you didn't know, if you have this machine or one similar that's a mini, your machine has this little drawer back here. And you may already know this, you may not. Well, this little drawer slides in and out, and that's where I keep my needles. I think you can see. So that's where I keep my needles. I've already picked my needles, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to sit you over here so you can get a really good shot. Let me move this rag floral bouquet out of the way. Put her over here for now. Okay. So let's get started. You're going to need your needles, which I have here, and you're going to need a screwdriver, a flathead, I believe. I would suggest you turn your machine off. My machine is off, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to, and I'm going to show you, look for turn your machine dial towards you until it's all the way down. And you will see this little screw looking thing, okay? It's like a little screw into a metal plate, which your thread feeds into. So first, let's take out the old thread, which I'm going to do now. Not the bobbin. We're okay with the bobbin. So now, as you can see, there's no thread in the needle. Your machine is off, and your footer's just going freely there. So what we're going to do is turn it towards you until the lever's all the way down so you can get to this screw right here. So then we're going to take our flathead and we're going to start unscrewing it a little bit. And I'm going to move it up a bit because you want to hold on to the old needle. You don't want it falling around. You're going to start unscrewing with your flathead until you feel that old needle getting loose. Okay. And then, when you get to the point where it's loose, you can move it up and take it out. Now the needle is out. Okay. So the old needle is out. All right. Now we're going to get one of our new needles. I'm going to use my tweezers because I just can't seem to get them out of here without tweezers. Got one of my new needles. Let's close it up and put it in our little drawer back here on our sewing machine where our other needles are. Where that drawer's thankfully very full. Now, you will notice on your needle, there is a a rounded side right there, and on the back there's a flat side. We want to put the flat side to the back, okay? We want the rounded, the blue streak in the front. So you've got that little blue streak that shows you this is the front. So that's exactly precisely how you're going to install it. You're going to put the back flat side to the back, okay? If your screw is still a little tight, loosen it a bit to where you can fit it in. Now, sometimes I have to tilt my machine up against the wall so that I can see what this little screw is doing. See, for some reason, mine still feels tight. So you want to get that screw really loose so you can put the new one in. Here we go. Flat to the back. I'm still having issues here. Try to not let that little bracket fall off. Make sure your needle, your knob is turned all the way up, and it is in. Now you're going to want to hold it. You're going to hold it, and you're going to want to start making sure it's pushed all the way up in that little, I call it a bevel, but it's not a bevel. Making sure it's all the way up in there. You're also going to want your little gadget here, your little metal plate that has the screw in it. You're wanting it to have that hole forward because that is what holds your thread. So you want to get it as even as you can. And you're going to just start screwing it righty-tighty, turning it to the right. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Just remember that. Same concept on your sewing machine. And again, you're going to want to make sure your machine is well unplugged. The last thing you need is to stab yourself with the needle. Okay, I've got it pretty tight, I believe. That needle's going nowhere. Okay, needle is in. Now, let me give you a close-up look to how the needle is in. So bear with me. I'm going to try and move my laptop to where you can see. I'm going to leave it in this position so you can see. Okay, so now you can see how the blue is in the front, the screw is screwed tightly, and your hole that you put the thread through is in the front. So there you go. Sorry, guys. I know this isn't the most ideal way to show you, but you get it. Okay, so what we did, again, I'll go over it again. What we did, we took our screwdriver, we did a lefty-loosey on the screw, took the old needle out, put it away, put the new needle in, pushed it all the way up with the flat part to the back, all the way up in the little shaft here. Then we took our screwdriver, made sure everything was lined up with the hole where you put your thread, and then we put it accordingly in. Now, let me see if my hole is lined up because it looks a little wanky. Hold on a minute. I think mine is crooked. If it's crooked, just loosen it, straighten a bit, and you don't really want to loosen too much because you've got that. There we go. And then tighten it back. And again, you know, you may have a better, shorter screwdriver. Make sure that that needle is tight. Okay, so we've got it ready. Now it's time to put our thread back in, to rethread it, the needle. So we're going to, my thread's already run through. I'm going to bring it through and bring it through here. Again, your machine is still off. Anytime you're doing anything like this, you want your machine to be off. For obvious reasons, you might accidentally step on the pedal. Now we're going to rethread the needle. I use these. I bent one to where it's curved so it's easier to thread my needle. So move or turn your knob over here to where that needle's all the way up, and that makes it a lot easier. I realize you can't see because my hand's in the way, so hold on. Once I get this in, I'll move it back. Okay. And then thread it through that hole of the little threader. And go right here, pull it back. And then I hold on to the front of my thread while I'm pulling through like so. I put my finger right there to make sure it goes straight and put it under your little notchy. And we are ready to rock and roll. That's all you have to do, guys. That is it to change your needle. It's simply using a screwdriver, not a Phillips head, a flathead screwdriver, and voila, we are ready to sew. So we have a lot of projects today. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to leave comments below. And just know that it's a simple process to change your needle out. And I still am trying to figure out how often to change mine out. But lately I'm going through thick fabrics and zippers and stuff like that. So I'm changing mine out. Like if I have 2 days of sewing, I'll change it out after 2 days of sewing. Some people say change it out after every big project, but I don't do that. Mine still works fine. I usually change it every 2 or 3 days after a big if I'm sewing all day. If I'm sewing all day, let me put it that way. Because weekends are my sew time and these video times with you guys. So, if you're sewing every day, you're going to want to change your needles out more. So I don't really know. I'm trying to find my comfort zone with that. But I'm noticing that yesterday I was doing a lot of projects, and one of my needles, the needle I had in, I noticed by the end of the day was starting to be sluggish. Didn't want to go through the fabric as good. So that's when you know it's time to change. All right, guys. Please leave me some likes, comment below, and I will see you next time on Rags and Stitches for our next project.